What do you think will happen to those companies that do not take the advantage of this chance to transform digitally?
Well, first of all, I'm afraid that not many companies are seriously digitally transforming, because the digital transformation has a couple phases, right? One phase is the user experience. That type of digitization has been happening for years, and it may have been accelerated. The use of internal tools, digital tools like virtual meetings, that has been fast-tracked as well. The true foundation actually lies in process automation. And if you want to digitize your company, you really need to open up in depth your processes, and you need to change the way how you work. The real digital transformation is going to get accelerated, but it's nothing you can do within a year. If you're a larger company and you really need to transform your processes, and that's where it starts. But then you need to retrain your employees, right? Because people will have these different roles. They'll be doing different things. You need to train them. Things need to settle, and so on. So the bigger you are, the more challenged you are. So I think that we should rather talk about acceleration of the start of digital transformation. I don't think that it happened. I think it's starting.
And do you think that digital transformation starts with change management?
Well, I think that in the real world, digital transformation right now starts with the necessity. From that, you get buy-in on the top levels. And from there, you can start doing change management, and you can start thinking of how do you do change management efficiently? And do you handle change management digitally? Are you using new ways and new approach to it? Or are you, for example, are you thinking of how to make people more active and more accountable, how to involve and get the genuinity of the human being? Or do you still rely on a force called management that is pushing all these things?
I think one of the blockers to change management is people's attitude or fear of it. How do you think is the best way to address this?
I think it's more of the fear of change. In Ysoft, we tend slowly and steadily, I would say, decrease the role of the management. And when you manage to decrease the role and visibility of the management, inherently, the decisions are really on the employees. And if a manager is part of an organization, one way or another, though employees are consulted and they are part of the decision, the feeling is it was not our decision. If you create an environment where employees really have to take the decisions, it will actually force them naturally to understand better why we are doing these changes, the business context. But consequently, they will start to be more involved, and that's what will drive the fear away. It drives up the accountability, and that's not directly connected with digitalization, but it is connected with new way of working. And I think that's very connected, right? Because if you need to change the attitude and the way how people work, the way how you manage people should evolve as well. And if you think that you're going to do digital transformation and you're going to be managing your stuff the way that the company's done it in previous century, I think that would be misalignment.
One of the ways that people should be looking at transformation is, in fact, liberation through automation. Is there anything that is currently being developed or worked upon within Ysoft that is helping people accelerate this transformation?
Well, definitely. That's, I would say, our core business. In our traditional world of print management, we are moving things heavily into cloud, giving them the flexibility of working from anywhere. We are making things so much easier and simpler to manage. We remove the need of infrastructure management from IT so they can focus on other things. So cloud itself has a lot of impact in that arena. But it's not only cloud. In Ysoft, actually, the COVID crisis sort of accelerated launch of our other products, such as Klerbo, which we are using to help HR to manage employee life cycle from onboarding through continuous education orchestration and promotion orchestration in terms of knowledge and offboarding eventually. And we see pretty strong traction with this product because as companies are moving to this hybrid workforce, the onboarding process and then consequent knowledge management and promotion process is significantly more difficult when people are not in the office. So people or companies are telling us that new employees, they see a significantly higher fluctuation of these employees before they even start or within first week or so. This is what we are helping them to address with Klerbo product. And on the other side of the spectrum, we are commercializing our robotic RQA offering and our robotic RPA offering. In RQA, we are using our robots for test automation of embedded systems.
In terms of automation, what capabilities does this offer to the companies and the people working there?
Well, in the RPA world, it gives the capability of controlling physical devices. So, for example, you've already automated order processing. You have an engine that analyzes an order in PDF, recognizes who's the customer, what are the quantities, what are the items, and the RPA process, existing RPA process would already put it in your ERP system as an order. And now we would be able to extend that reach towards, okay, you can now configure the machine, the machinery, that it will actually start working on that order right away. Or you can extend a process that from a quality standpoint, you see that something is going on and you can control the machinery either remotely, you don't need to go to the office, or even automatically based on measures from sensors and so on. So we are really extending the automation from software-only virtual environment to the real physical world.
And if we go back to the original kind of offering of Wysoft print management systems, how do you imagine they are going to transform in the future, and what are we doing to address that?
Well, we already touched about cloud. So I think that ability to run in zero trust environment is super important. And this is not only cloud. The beauty about that is that you can run part of that system on-prem, part of that system in cloud, part of the users could be in the office, someone could be at home, someone could be traveling, coffee shop, whatever. Because when you build your system to be completely zero trust compliant, you can run them on private networks as well, not the other way around. So I think that, this is the strategy we are adopting. It's been long time of development because we want to have a real native zero trust solution. And that's how we're going to be supporting that. And then we're looking at how can we support things like, work from home or managing home printers, home devices.
What is Wysoft doing to help companies achieve sustainability?
Well, in Wysoft case, first thing we're doing is that we're making sure we don't have any negative impact. Mostly our solutions are software, so that's natural, but we still, for example, produce some hardware parts. So we're looking at materials, we're looking at circular economy, we're looking at renting hardware rather than selling it so that we can reuse it. If the original customer doesn't need it anymore, we're looking at packaging, how can we use less packaging material, and so on. Sustainability, first of all, is a great business opportunity. I don't think it's a regulation, though many people still a little bit see that as a regulation. And that's why we're having more and more this investment angle in Wysoft Ventures. And when you look at the past, all the biggest challenges of the mankind have always been solved by technology.
Many companies claim that they are a family. How is Wysoft different in this way?
I think that it is related to the world of culture. I see that the term company culture is misused more and more. The company culture is about accountability, about putting the customer first, about work-life balance in the company. These are the real cultural things. And if a family company will honor these types of attitudes, these types of values, then they will survive. And if a corporate will not follow these values, they are going to be challenged by those, whoever they are, who actually follow the real and the true culture.